Hi everybody, I'm Dee.
And I'm Jay.
And we are ParoDeeJay.
Welcome to another exciting Q&A episode, a very special one today.
This is an amazing episode, actually.
Yeah, we are in Barcelona, Spain.
The very first time for us. And the Volendam has never been here before either.
I'm surprised, as old as this ship is, it has never been to Barcelona.
Crazy.
But today is the day where the two grand world voyages are meeting up. Holland has never arranged a meeting of their worlds before.
That's excitement.
We are currently parked boot to boot with Zuiderdam. They're the ones running the other world cruise right now, and there's a whole host of activities of fun between the two ships. Thing that surprised me is everyone is free to roam back and forth anytime for all of these 2 days between the two ships. You can go live on Zuiderdam for a day if you feel like it.
I don't think you can go sleep over there.
They got lifeboats. I could sleep on a couch or... Oh, wow.
It's cool, though, because if you have friends who are on the other cruise, you can go hang out and you can take a bottle of wine over they set and vice versa and just have a nice time with them.
True. So a couple of special events that they have planned is a tea time. So we are going to go enjoy tea time on Zuiderdam right now. They've given us a 3:10 time slot. There is a Catalan themed dining room menu, which is pretty close after tea time. So I'm not going to eat much at tea.
But you do that on your own ship. If you're eating in the dining room, obviously.
True. Eat dinner on your own ship. And then like a big boom competitive yay party at 8 o'clock tonight featuring a drone show.
Woohoo! That's going to be fun.
We're going to show you all that. And then sometime after that, we'll get into some questions and answers. How about that?
Yeah, and a lot of people from their home office are here, and the president of Holland America is touring our ship right now, and I think she'll be on again later this evening. So that's really exciting.
So let's go and have some tea. Let's see Zuiderdam.
Let's go. I don't know what I was going to say.
To Zuiderdam. So our gangway was deck 2 mid. It's nice. They've actually opened up the barricade between the two ships where you just use this little sky bridge, waltz yourself on down. I guess our aft pool deck is at a pretty comparable level to theirs. We'll be able to see each other, you know, during the parties. Looks like they may have a special process for us to get some kind of visitor access. Special event guest pass. First steps on board Zuiderdam. So we have sailed Noordam and Westerdam, but not this ship. Oh, let's look at their itinerary. Yeah, they are just coming off of a whole bunch of Mediterranean, and then after they hit Lisbon and Morocco, boom, they're back to Florida. They've got their nice atrium area with the guest services down there on 1, because we've also entered on 2 here. We have jumped up to deck 3 now. I jokingly said earlier we need to check out the library and possibly the guest exchange on this ship, because we're guests today.
I don't know that you're allowed to do that.
Well. Ocean bar. Alright, we're going to let Reader D go nuts in here. Now, we can't actually borrow books from their library.
Just curious if they have similar ones.
Oh, I see some Stephen King over there. The temptation is real. Oh, I've already read that one. Oh, I read this one too, actually, over on our ship. Quite good.
Fourth wing.
Fourth wing, yeah.
Good Omens, that's a good one.
Yep, read both of those. Oh, we've hit the mother lode. Dee's trying to slap me. Alright, we're not going to take any books. Got a bunch of stuff over here. Nice big library, though. I want to read this gigantic visual atlas of the world. Let's go down this fancy staircase again, back down to 2. Oh, look at all the places they've been. Billboard on board on that side. Oh, yes, casino. Yeah, this is bigger than our casino. Oh, man. Okay, I guess since they're closed, you know, we're in port, we can take a brief look around. Oh, then it flows back into that, I forget the name of that bar. That was a cool place to hang out. Oh, Gallery Bar, it says right over here. Rolling Stone Lounge. Y'all, we are having good memories of Noordam and Westerdam. Not enough to tempt us off Volendam today. I mean, I don't think there's no option to actually join the Other World Cruise, especially since they're almost done with theirs, and we have a lot of time left. All right, let's go investigate this tea. Well, in we go. They've just opened the tea. Oh, we've got jams on the table. There is our nice tower of treats. I guess I'll grab this little menu card so we can take a closer look at it. So let's dig in. Swirly, swirly. Well, that was delightful, but I think we better head back home. Oh, we can't go visit the MSC ship. It's blocked off. 90th steps on board Volendam. Well, we've come back to the cabin to find a gift. It's a cute little box, and inside is a pin. They must know I love pins. To celebrate the Grand Meetup 2025. Ooh, it is time for Grand Meetup Dinner, crafted by our chefs featuring regionally inspired flavors. Sounds good to me, dinner man. Let's go. Oh, they've got it decorated up here too. Let's get ready to party.
Deck 8, Lido deck.
Ooh, they've got the party zone blocked off back here. Not quite open yet. You can see over there to Zuiderdam. I guess they're doing a very similar thing over there. And we are going to party together.
I'm going to swim across to the other side.
I don't think that's how this works.
Yeah, probably not.
They've got the DJ station set up there. I probably won't record too much of the party music because copyrights and YouTube do not really get along, but we'll see. Well, the gates have opened. We have snagged a table. Oh, they're pouring champagne. Yes, I think they're going to have some kind of a toast out here. Looks like they're also going to be selling some sangria by the looks of this bar. We can get a peek over at that Zuiderdam booty from over here. Sounds like they got some tunes bumping from their side already, but we're getting close to party time. There's a little peek at the special beverage menu that has shown up on the table. And side note, they have made blue roses by taking white roses and making them magically have blue food coloring.
They really do think of all of the details here. It's so pretty.
Welcome to this absolutely beautiful celebration. This is a celebration, right? Now, I only have one request. We have to beat the Zuiderdam. If we can do that, then we have won the ultimate battle. I kid you not. They think they're over there so fancy with a larger ship, yada, yada, yada. But let's be honest, we have the better looking crowd over here, am I right? All right, let's see who's ready to really party out there. Here we go.
And let's welcome out the captain of our vessel. Shall we please make some noise for Captain Rans van Etten?
It's an absolute pleasure and an absolute honor to be here and to introduce the President of Holland America.
This is monumental, historic, you guys. We never do this. And I think it's been so successful, we're gonna have to figure out how to do it again because this has been amazing. Thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for being on the Grand Voyage. And thank you for being such a fun ship. And we would just really want to let you get back to the dancing. So we want to raise a toast to the crew, first of all, of this most favorite guests, to safe sailing, and to a fabulous night. Cheers.
All right, even if you're sitting, I want to hear you sing this one. Come on, everybody. But they need to understand that the party on the Volendam is the best party at sea. Last one. So can we make the largest conga line that has ever been made on the Volendam right now?
Well, the skies have grown dark. We're going to keep casting our eyes in this direction.
We invite you to look east toward the ocean as 500 drones take their place for tonight's grand finale.
We've been cruising for over 150 years with many firsts along the way. Tonight, you become a part of our history as two Holland America Line Grand Voyages meet for the first time to experience our first drone show together.
And our annual circumnavigation, we will have travelled to over 100 ports of call in more than 50 countries, meeting new friends and making countless memories along the way that will last a lifetime.
Traditions old and new as we explore the world in comfort and style.
In Barcelona to celebrate a grand tradition in cruising and to commemorate the 66,000 nautical miles we'll have travelled, touching all 7 continents.
At Holland America Line, we believe experiences are too good to hurry through.
Which is why we savour the journey. And we can't do that
without you.
But ladies and gentlemen, it is time to keep this party going, and it is time to show the Zuiderdam that the best party is over here on the beautiful and elegant Volendam. Let's go!
Hey, now welcome to the Q&A section of the video, as we promised at the beginning.
Hope you enjoyed those snippets.
Yeah, I guess any words about the Barcelona meetup before we plow forward?
Oh my gosh, it was such a well-planned event just to have the ships side by side and be able to come and go to the 2 different ships as you please. I don't think they've ever done that before.
Not that I know.
Tea time was lovely. It was a little strange though because it was all guests from Volendam having tea together, which we could do on our own ship, but that's okay. Some of the people from the other ship were on our ship, like just enjoying happy hour and meeting each other because they've been on cruises before. That was nice. And then of course the evening activities, the drone show and the open bar and things like that. It was so nice and it was such a perfect weather day for that.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was any big coordinated event on our ship for the Zuiderdam folks to come to.
Smaller, yeah.
But we had the tea time over on their ship, so
yeah.
Super fun.
It was.
All right, let's break into questions, shall we? I've just pulled some from the last couple of episodes, very random. So here, we'll just take turns reading and we can answer willy-nilly. I'll start off with, are you able to get any passport stamps? Now, we did find, because people also made comments about how we had to surrender our passports to the ship for an extended period of time, we did get those back, and that made some people very uncomfortable.
That's a common thing on a lot of cruises. Don't worry, you're in good hands. The purser's desk, as they used to call it, has it, and they've taken care of it. And it's because they don't want you to have to go face to face or stopping what you're doing and going and meeting with people at every single port that needs that. It's actually a time saver for you. So we've always had them back. They're secure. It's okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of ports apparently that like to see the passports. And of course, if for some reason you were to miss the ship, the first thing they're going to do is go get that out of the file and leave it ashore for you. So you wouldn't be without your passport.
That is the very first thing,
But funny thing that we found is when we got our passports back, we had like 12 stamps in there.
So many stamps. So keep that in mind if you're like not have very many pages left.
Oh, yeah.
Have a lot of pages, maybe even get a new passport before you do a journey this long, because you are going to collect quite a few stamps for this many countries.
Yeah, and we've had, I know, at least one face-to-face, maybe one or two, since getting our passport stuff back. I don't think we got any new stamps from those.
He almost did.
He really did.
And then he was like, no. It was in Reykjavik. I don't know why.
Yeah, he was like, no, you don't need a stamp. And we're like, okay, cool. But yeah, so you can, now I don't know about the whole thing. When people go to the Caribbean, they like to go get those souvenir stamps. I don't do those because sometimes that can invalidate your passport if it's not legit.
Maybe get like a souvenir passport for that.
Oh,
just something fun, but not your real one.
Yeah, but we randomly just got some stamps in there, so who knows? All right, there's one for you.
This person said, I've never done a small lifeboat to land. How does that work? So in our case, being on a smaller ship, a lot of times they do use the lifeboats as tender boats. It's fine. It's the same thing as going on a tender. Just listen to the instructions, go on, you step in, you sit. It's a smaller space, but it's just the same, honestly. Like, you know, they take you over and bring you back.
Yeah, and hopefully that's one of the only times you'll actually need to be in a lifeboat in your cruising career. That's what I always think whenever we get on there.
We've done it multiple times. It's fine.
Yeah, now this ship in particular actually has really nice tenders because we've literally ridden some lifeboats to land. Like the windows on these are really big and you can see out. So I think these were actually designed to be tenders.
And there's nice big bench seats. Nothing's too crammed. And they have like seats that actually fold down to accommodate enough people. It's lovely.
Yeah, but you know, as long as you're able to physically like make that step to get on, it's very similar to doing one of the big shoreside tenders. It's just smaller.
But if small boats are not really your thing, possibly if it could be rocky, take some like, you know, anti-nausea thing like Bonine, Dramamine, something like that, because it can be a little rocky sometimes.
True. We've got some in our Amazon shop. Uh-oh, editing me, he just put that link up there. You know, he's trying to get those commercials in there when he can.
Nice.
What do you do with the pins you collect along the way? That's me specifically. Now, funny thing is, some odd number of teen years ago, we decided, hey, we're going to get a pin board together for me to display and put the pins up on and look at and admire. Hasn't happened yet. So we're still in progress. The plan is, though, to have a nice pin board that can be on the wall and it would be like a display piece. So maybe in 10 more years, we'll get that done.
It'll have to be an entire wall at this point.
I don't
pretty
know.
Extensive collection,
Yeah, so right now they're in a box.
Yeah.
But I'm going to figure something out with them. There's one. Oh, this is a flurry of questions about currency. Here we go.
Do most places accept credit/bank cards, or do you need local currency? We always say if you're traveling, try to have local currency. Just because you're from the U.S. does not mean everybody wants your money. You know, the exchange rate could be higher or lower, but try to get local currency. Bank cards are widely accepted. That's fine. But like, you know, little vendor stalls, things like that, they're going to want cash.
Yeah. And feeding into that, what currencies do the different countries take, USD or local currency? You're not going to find a whole lot of people wanting USD. Other than, okay, so on this trip, I feel like the people in the Amazon, they loved US dollars.
Yeah, Brazil, anything where it's maybe slightly lower. Yeah.
And I think Ecuador and some other places, that was actually their official currency. So that was interesting to find. Most everybody else really does like their money.
They could lose money in the exchange otherwise.
Yeah.
And that's not really fair.
True. And a lot of the places are cashless. Like we find when we get up to like Iceland, Norway, those are kind of cashless societies. They really, really like cards for everything. So you can get by perfectly well probably with a card as long as you don't like shopping the individual, like, you know, handicrafts, you know, something somebody made and whittled out. They're going to want some local bucks for that. But
yeah, and our ship did offer currency exchange, but just specifically for euros. But that's not always going to be the case. So make sure you have the local currency.
True. That was actually your next question, so you just answered that. Hey!
Sorry.
I'll read it anyway. It was, do you exchange currency at the front desk or bring it from home? So
that was my part.
There you go. We actually, if you watch the prep video, we got all of our currency ahead of time. I forget the name of the company. I think it's International Currency Exchange. It's in the prep video, and I linked them in the prep video.
Yeah.
And actually, tying into that, the last currency question is, what do you plan on doing with any leftover currency? They have a program where you can mail it back to them, and they'll convert it back into US dollars. You do take a little bit of a hit, obviously, when you convert it into local, and you're going to take another hit when you convert it back. So you're not going to get your full value back, but it's better than having currency I'm probably never going to spend on a shelf.
So really try and estimate what you legitimately think you're going to use, whether it's tips or shopping, things like that. It's kind of hard, but we did pretty good, I think, honestly.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes when we got to like the very last day of a certain country, like we were we would either shop on purpose, or make little donations to I don't know anything,
just so we didn't have to exchange it back.
Yeah, to get rid of it. All right, there you are again.
Do you think booking an interior cabin forces you out of the cabin more? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no windows in here, which we truly don't mind. You sleep really well. Sometimes it's nice and cool. Debatable.
Yeah, it's been getting better, but we're still having some HVAC issues in the cabin. Not enough to complain about, but they're there. Anyway.
It's lovely and dark if you want to take a nap, which we don't really do. But yeah, absolutely. You go outside more. You enjoy the sights. You walk around deck 3 on this ship, or you go to the crow's nest. But it's good.
Yeah, but interior for the value, that's definitely our way to go, because we got, a whole lot of comments, obviously, like, oh my gosh, how do you do that long in an interior?
The price point is such a difference, and if you're okay with it, do it. Yeah.
What are the status levels that you have for the different cruise lines? I had to make notes so that I can remember. And this is only the major ones. Carnival, we are Diamond. Princess, you are Elite, technically. I am not, but I am gaining on Elite.
You will be soon, yeah.
Holland, we are 4-star. Royal, we are Diamond Plus. Celebrity, we are Elite Plus, because they have that reciprocation program.
Right.
Norwegian, we are Platinum, I believe, last I checked. Okay. And MSC, we are Diamond or Black, depending on what, they have 2 different words for that.
Correct.
And you just have to look up the various programs, because, good gosh, trying to get into all those loyalty programs and what that means.
And they keep changing, like, all the time.
Oh, yeah, they really do. But that's where we are on most of the major lines. Okay, speaking of statuses.
What cruise lines do status match?
Travel agent mode, engage.
The main ones that I'm aware of are Virgin Voyages. There's a form you can fill out on the web. Or I can send you the link if you need it. And MSC. Now, if you match with MSC, you do have to travel within 3 years of your status match to maintain that status match. And then they just added a new Blue Diamond. And they also matched hotel status as well. So it's good to look into, especially before you book, especially with MSC, because you get like a 5 to 15% discount. So don't book it before you do the status match if you think it's going to be something you need.
Smart. And I know some cruise lines do casino status matches. That's a whole different world. And there's a website called You Are Comped that does a lot of things like that. I think you can actually get like a free Virgin Voyages cruise if you have casino status you can prove.
If you haven't gone on them before.
Oh yeah, you have to have never sailed them before, but you could get a first Virgin Voyages cruise for free, things like that. Yeah. So yeah, You Are Comped, the letter U, letter R, comped.
And then like Royal is reciprocal to, Celebrity and vice versa. Yeah. So there's a few that do stuff like that. So
true. See, Carnival, they don't reciprocate to any of their other brands. Like Princess and Holland, they don't all talk to each other, whereas Royal and Celebrity.
Which is a shame.
And Silver Sea, is that the
Silver Sea with Royal?
It used to be Azamara.
Yeah. There's a few. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a whole tangled web in there. For a longer... Okay, now this one I'm going to read the question. I'm not sure if I processed it correctly, but this is word for word. For a longer cruise like this one, how far do people get to know one another? I think the intent was asking maybe how do people get to know each other ahead of the cruise, or how far ahead?
Yeah.
So taking it that way, and the main way I know of is like Facebook groups. You can find a roll call. Actually, we found 2 for this voyage.
Yeah.
Get in there, get talking, and you can really meet and mingle and get familiar with people before you even set foot on the ship, really.
Yeah, introduce yourself, find things that you have in common, maybe like plan certain groups. Like I think they did a Zumba group in ours, and it wasn't a ship-sponsored activity, but somebody did it on their own, and then they found like their people. So things like that are super fun.
Yeah, a lot of people want to know how to find their roll calls. Really, what you do is you put the name of your ship and the date that you're sailing. Like I think we literally put in Volendam. And what was it, January 25th, 2025. And so then the groups will pop up or something like that. You know, put in Carnival Venezia, July 4th, whatever it is. And you should be able to find some groups. And if there's not one, you can start one.
Yeah, some cruise lines definitely do groups more than others. But like you said, start it. Why not?
True. Oh, here we go. The last question. That's always the last question now. Dee, what are you currently reading? It's time for book club with Dee.
So recently I have read The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. If you're into like time travel and kind of like older history, that one's really good. I like Adrienne Young. She did the Fable series. Really like that. And after that, I read The Teacher by Frida McFadden, because Frida McFadden is always a super quick read. Really enjoyed that. Now, I am stuck on a book, and it's sad because a lot of people like this. So, A Court of Thorns and Roses I read back on Oceania a few months ago. And so I'm trying to read A Court of Mist and Fury, and I'm stuck. I just don't know that I'm a fantasy reader. I'm literally like 64% through it, and I just don't want to finish it.
But the sad thing that I've noticed,
is it me?
You have actually sort of lost the will to read because you don't want to give up on this book and start something else. You feel bad about this book.
I think I just need to switch to something else and maybe come back to it. I'm just like tired.
Give it a DNF for now. Is that what it is? DNR, whatever it is?
DNF.
Did not finish. Yeah, there you go.
No, I do want to finish it. It's not that it's a bad book. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of names to keep up with and places.
You can stall out.
I don't have the brain power between work and like excursions and stuff. Something's off.
I've done the same thing because actually you looked up books that you thought would be fun for me. You pick out all of mine and got me into a series called Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is really funny and kind of video game based. And I got through the first three. Great. And then I got about halfway through the fourth one and I've just stalled out. I've read other books in between ones, but it just became like dungeon. So I've just kind of stopped for now. And I'm going to take a break from Dungeon Crawler Carl there right in the middle of it. And I'll eventually get back to it. So I feel you.
I feel like it's okay to say maybe it's not for me right now and like switch to something else because life's too short to read books that you just don't truly care about.
Hashtag truth. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the questions I pulled for today. So if you have any more, leave them in the comments of this YouTube video or on the Facebook post that contains this video. I've seen a couple of stray questions go by on other places, and I missed them. They're gone now, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to find them. There were some good ones, too, so I'm sad. I'm going to have to try to do some extra digging, but leave them in those two places so we can find them easier.
Please.
And we've still got plenty that we have not answered, and we're going to include in future episodes. We've still got to talk about how much all of the excursions cost for this cruise, internet, all of the extras. That's going to be a video coming up.
A hot topic.
Yeah, we have one that's like, what did we wish we brought that we didn't bring, and what did we bring that we didn't use? That's another one we're going to touch on in a separate video.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's all good information.
Yeah. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. We got our real Barcelona episode coming up next, so
good.
Stay tuned for that one as we make our way through Spain, Portugal, France, and
lots more to come.
Yeah. So that's it for now. I guess. Do we do the full ending on these?
Yeah.
Let's do it. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Become a Paromaniac today. Socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Yep. And until next time, rock on.